What's going on, everyone? This is Matsuhi Clean Air, and today we are dropping Martin's CRV on TrackEdge performance coilovers. Stay tuned. All right, it's a beautiful hot day in Mississauga, Ontario, and this is a pristine looking CRV. Came in, we are dropping it. Obviously, we're eliminating this wheel gap, and it is being dropped on coilovers this time, not on air suspension. And it's going on TrackEdge suspension, TrackEdge performance coilovers with 24 levels of depthness adjustability, preload setups, adjustable lower mounts. Comes with replacement end links as well, full instructions. This is a high quality kit. These are offered through us. You can purchase them at TrackEdge.ca. These have a lot of applications available, rare applications for a lot of the vehicles that are not available right now. This is not a set of Yanakas, nothing bad against Yanakas or Racelands. This is a full coilover setup with depthness adjustability, proper upper mounts, proper springs, and I can't wait to put it right into the car. It's definitely going to drop, and it's going to decrease the wheel gap. And high quality stuff, coated against rust. What happened is before I put them in, I put NTCs. Yes, they're by Streaky Clean Air. This is our own performance line of high performance coilovers. It rivals BC Racing. I would even say Fortunato, Fell suspension, and various other suspensions out there. These are really good. So the ride quality is amazing. The quality is amazing. These are coated for Canadian winters. These are progressive coilovers, which means that the more you push them, the better they perform. They have extended valving reservoirs inside the actual dampers, which means that you have full travel. It's not like a lot of the sort of lower quality brands where you have a very small reservoir inside there, which means that the piston doesn't travel as much. So what ends up happening is when you ride these low, or you ride a lot of the coilovers and you adjust them very low, what happens is this piston inside here doesn't move very much, so it's not a comfortable ride. So it basically defeats the purpose of the dampness and various things. So a nice travel coilover with nice dampers, which is a shock inside. Just because it's got springs, just because it's got collars, lower mounts, upper mounts, and looks very similar to what's out there on the market, because this is how coilovers look like. The bread and butter is the actual dampers inside, the travel, the proper valving for these cars, which is what we excel in. And that's why our quality is amazing, and that's why they ride amazing. So can't wait to put these in. The CRV is not really hard to remove the suspension in. The rear upper mounts are. We're going to be reusing the rear upper mounts. Are over here. The owner Martin already removed the covers. So I'm going to put it up on the lift. I'm going to remove the rears, do the rears first. I already preset them up in terms of the height, distance, as well as I NTCs the lower mounts in case he wants to drive them in the winter. So these won't seize. This is the most common issue when it comes to coilovers, is the lower mount seize to the actual damper, because a lot of you guys don't put NTCs in there. These are full of NTCs inside there. You can even see how it's seeping up and stuff like that. It gets really messy, but it's a really good investment, especially when you're putting in coilovers. I'm not sure if Martin's going to drive it all year, but he has the option if he wants to. I would also recommend, once you put the coilovers in, you get proper alignment. We're going to sort of set the toe and camber sort of as best as we can using my quick trick alignment and stuff like that, but he will still need to go for proper alignment. He's aware of that. It'll ride straight, but it's probably better to get a proper alignment. But yeah, so definitely an upgrade. When I took it for a rip and brought it inside the shop, it's a little wonky, moves around a little bit too much. It seems the original suspension is a little bit worn out, plus the gap. He's got some performance wheels that he put in with some nice tires, got them from JRP. So we're just gonna lower it down a little bit so he has a nice kind of a ride, and these are perfect because it gives him a full range of adjustability. Once he changes his wheels, if he ever wants to change his wheels or tires, he'll be able to eliminate the gap fully and ride really low, and he will be well supported with the proper dampness, the proper travel of the coilover. So these are right now introductory sales price of $1,400 Canadian plus stocks. You can get them at TrackEdge.ca, or you can go to WeLoveBags.ca. These are made by us, and they're high performance, high quality, full adjustability coilover. All right. Good quality, designed to last and designed for performance and designed for an amazing ride right out of the box. We do have camber option available for various vehicles that allow that ability. Every single kit comes with end links, if they're required as well too, adjustable end links and upper mounts. For some of the older Honda models, obviously you have to reuse some of the upper mounts because they're kind of specific to the car. But for the most part, we do offer everything as a full directly bolt-on kit, 3-year warranty as well. So without further ado, let's drop this bad boy up. Drop this bad boy down. All right. So the rears are removed. There's a lower bolt that you remove from here. There's 2 bolts on the top, and then what you can do is you can pry bar it out, and then the strut will slide out. That's the easiest way to remove the rear. Once you remove the rear, you need to separate everything up because you need to take it all apart. This is the factory shock, which comes like that when you remove it. I label the upper mounts just in case. And what you need to do is you need to compress the spring, and then you need to remove the upper mount, as you see over here. So this part over here is this part here. And right now it's still having the rubber upper mount. There's a lower rubber upper mount, and then there's OE collar, which is the collar, which goes underneath here, which I pried out and I removed. Let me zoom it in. Okay. So you got to kind of pry that out. It'll come out. So that is this OE rubber, which is what that is. This is the collar, and this is the upper OE rubber, and then this is the bushing, and then this is the retainer bolt. You don't need all that because that comes with your kit. So you remove the lower one from underneath the upper mount. This is the upper mount. And then as you guys can see, there's an upper mount here, or the upper rubber bushing, which kind of sandwiches like that. You remove all this, and you basically just retain the upper mount. Then you have, it says remove the OE dust boot, but you reuse the OE rubber washer. So if you see over here, this is a dust boot. So you remove the dust boot, and then you remove the rubber washer. You retain the rubber washer underneath, which is going to go on top of your coilover. So I'm going to assemble it now. This is the coilover over here. All right, I'm going to assemble it now, and I'm going to put everything as they're advising. As you guys can see, the upper mount over here will sandwich between these 2 rubber mounts, and then there's a retainer bolt, and this is the dampness adjuster. So let's put it all together, and I'll show you guys the final product. All right, so this is the whole thing assembled. So what I had to do is I had to move these collars down in order to shift the spring down a little bit for me to be able to slide that upper mount over and then sandwich it over on top with the washer that's provided. And then this becomes a one full solid piece. You have the movement over here for the shock if you need to. You have the bump stop over here, which prevents any kind of bottoming out and stuff like that. And then what you do is once you kind of had it set there, you adjust the preload, which is essentially just very little movement on the spring. Don't make it too tight. And then what you do is I kind of have it adjusted where it's I would say probably about 1/8 of an inch of a gap. It's probably really low, but we'll see how this sits. In worst case scenario, what we'll do is we'll just basically spin this out, and that will allow us to raise it and extend the height of the actual shock, and thereby raising the height of the vehicle. But the right side is ready to be put into the car, and I'll show you guys how it looks like when it's in the car. All right, so the front is in. Front is really straightforward. Remove these 2. These are 19s, and this is a 21. You remove all these. This is a speed sensor connection. You remove the sway bar end link. You do get a new sway bar end links in the kit, so we just installed it. This is the coilover in here. It's directly bolt in, no issues. Our stuff has the proper mounting brackets. A lot of the stuff just basically, a lot of people have a tendency to zip tie just because it's extra additional cost. Ours comes with all the appropriate brackets that you need to mount up the brake line and everything else that you want. Hence, it's a higher quality coilover. The top, just mount it through here. You can remove these covers. You don't really need to remove the whole cowl. Just these covers will give you access to the 5 bolts, I believe that it is. And also you have a little bit of an ability to adjust your dampness from hard to soft. So that's already in. Now I'm going to be working on getting the other side in. The rears are already in. It's a little bit lowered. You can actually see about an inch of a lot less. These cars sit a lot higher. Obviously they droop a lot higher, so you can see that it's lowered. This is not, in order to aggressively drop these cars, you do need to make serious modifications or do air suspension. There isn't a lot of obstruction in the rear. About what you need to do is it does need to have enough of a level support in the back, because it is not a separated setup. So to drop these cars a lot lower, you need bags. But this coilover kit drops about 1.5 to 2 inches, so it's just enough. I mean, I can't really drop the car too much just because of the 18s with the really big tires. But maybe hopefully next year he's going to get different wheels. We'll see what happens. He wants to put in coilovers, so we got him coilovers. So we're just going to work on the other side and button everything up. All right, so the fronts are in. Had to dial them up, extend them out, because they were a bit too low. The car drops a lot. There's a lot of adjustment on the coilover, because it is a really big lower mount that allows the damper to thread in. So to adjust it out, this is approximately 3 inches of thread, and that gives about 1.5 inch drop all around. We got to be careful with this setup because he's pretty much running balloons. He's on 18-inch wheels. He could have probably gone 19s with a lower profile tire, but it's not too bad. He's got a nice consistent drop, just enough for him to be able to zoom around the track if he wants, because now he's got stiffened suspension, obviously. So that's pretty much the fronts are already in. So yeah, we'll see how it looks like dropped all the way to the ground.